Bill Watson is the man behind Watson Realty Corporation, which has sales offices from Central Florida to St. Mary's, Georgia. He launched his residential real estate empire from a single office in Southside Jacksonville in December 1965. That was a half century ago. His first branch office opened in Arlington about 5 years later. 2 more followed in 1972, creating the momentum for extensive expansion. Bill Watson, welcome to First Coast Success.
Thank you, Karen.
What motivated you more than 50 years ago to open a residential real estate office?
Well, I think you've got to go back to the background, and I always loved playing Monopoly, and that's playing with real estate. And I know my grandson says, Granddad says that buy everything you can buy if you want to win. But I loved the real estate part of it. And then I had the opportunity to attend Stetson University, and I took a real estate course. And Roger G. Giles was so creative and so excitable, and he said, we're not training you to be salespersons. We're training you to be leaders, entrepreneurs, people who develop things and make things happen. And then he said, where's the wealth in the United States? And we all looked to him and said, where? He said, the wealth is in real estate. And if you want to participate, you have to be in it. And I said, I think I want to be in some business where if I'm willing to outwork my competitor and work harder, work longer, treat people right, that I get rewarded better. And I love the statement. I don't know who made the statement, but it says, the market never pays superior rewards for average performance. And I said, I'm going to deliver superior rewards.
Stories abound about your focus on doing your job, building your business. How did you determine your brand? And that's what sounds like it was your brand, deliver superior performance.
I think it goes back to your background. I've always felt that you give 110%. And don't accept something unless you're going to give it all that you have.
Watson Realty employs more than 1,200 associates. How do you infuse your values through such a large organization?
Well, Karen, we have 1,400 sales associates, but we really have many, many more when you add our property management and our commercial. And I think it's part of loving what you're doing. And always, I've always looked at the positive. Positives create positives. Negatives create negatives. And there's a positive side on everything, just like a half a glass of water or a half-empty glass of water. You are not going to change somebody's, if they have some characteristics that are not as favorable as you would like, you're not going to change them. But you can take their good characteristics and accelerate them and just put them in a position, put them in the right spot on the bus where they fit well, and you can maximize their talent.
You also run a family business. It's a family business. Talk about your children and their roles in the organization.
Well, if you ask our oldest daughter, who has her CPA and a master's from Florida State, undergraduate from Clemson, she would say that we went to some of the nicest places for vacations, wherever the realtors had their summer meeting. But they were totally brought into the business. If they generated a lead for me, they got $1. You'd probably have to pay them more now. They weren't always happy. When we went trick-or-treating, Dad went with them. And at that time, I was giving out ballpoint pens. And so they would trick-or-treat, and before they could leave, I had to talk to the owners, and they were saying, oh, Mom, get Dad to give out. He slows us down. But I've understood the principle that if your neighbors know you're in the real estate business, who is better equipped to help them than somebody who knows the community, loves the community?
You put in a lot of hours. You still put in a lot of hours.
This is a little bit of a joke, but all we want our people to do is to work a half a day, whichever 12 hours you want to work. But I think that there's such a correlation between if you really apply your talents and work hard, success. And we had a doctor's wife who came to work for us, and she said, I was very unhappy. My husband didn't come home at 5 o'clock, or 5:15. All the other husbands did. He came home at 8:15. She said, then we moved into an affluent area. She said, I felt so much better. None of the husbands came home at 5:15. I think the message is people who lead organizations, people who are very, very successful, put a lot into it. It just doesn't happen. You have to be conscientious. I have cut back from the 70 hours. I'm probably 60 hours now. But I do not intend to retire. I don't think I could retire. The agreement with my wife is if she doesn't hear from me by 8 o'clock, she is to call to see if Bill Watson is still alive in the office. Now, we kid about that. But I've always had that very conscientious that I've got to go through all my mail, all my emails, and not leave things for the next day. And when you have that type of personality, you just say, I cannot leave that. When I played sports, the coach would say, you're the hardest fighter on the team. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And one of my negatives is I will not cave in. It's all that personality. You don't give up.
Well, Bill Watson, founder and chairman of Watson Realty Corporation, thanks for joining First Coast Success.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it very much.